Hello everyone, my name is Vicente and today we're diving into the world of video games from their humble beginnings to the massive playgrounds they become today. It's like we're on a wild ride through time, exploring how these games went from simply blips on a screen to the epic adventure we enjoy today in the world of video games. So let's start with the beginning. Let's start with the first point. So picture this. Way back then, there were these basic games like Tales for Two, Space War. They were the trailblazers, paving the way for what was to come. So people were blown away by the idea of controlling stuff on a screen. It was just mind blowing at the time for everyone in the world. So Kristen and Triai, who knows a lot about video games, she wrote about these early days in a book called Game On to Game After. It's a book she wrote back in 2019. So let's go to the Bureau of Gaming right now. That was the arcade era. Those places filled with flashing lights and the sound of the buttons being matched. Well, those were the arcade games. That's where games like Pong or like Pac-Man came out. So people would line up for hours just to get a turn and play. It was just pure gaming love back then. Mark G.P. Wolf wrote a book about this time called The Video Game Explosion in 2018. So something incredible happened. The consoles came. Not the console, the home consoles became a thing. So suddenly you could play games like Magnavox Odyssey at the Atari, for example, right in your living room. That was something new back then. That was amazing. It was like bringing the arcade experience to your home. Families everywhere were hooked because we were talking about experience video game from your home, and that was a big change. And who could forget about Nintendo and Sega? Like they brought us classics like Super Mario Bros. And Sonic. These games remain today as huge classics for the people. So imagine movies like, I don't know, Jurassic Park, Aliens, Indiana Jones. People remember those movies with joy, and same thing happened with those games. Like they were and they're still classics. Of course, there were some bumps along the way, like people were playing the same games with the same graphics, but then a decade later, something changed, and that was the 3D graphics. That was especially with the rise of PC gaming. The PC gaming came out, and then the games that came out at that time was with 3D graphics. Games like Doom or Super Mario 64 blew our minds and made us feel like we were really in the game, we were talking about 3D games, something that so new at the time that it was pretty impressed. And then the network revolution came. Internet came, changed everything. Suddenly we could play games online with people from all over the world. It was just like the ultimate gaming dream come true. And let's not forget about mobile gaming. Who hasn't spent hours playing Angry Birds or Candy Crush, for example, while waiting on the bus, or I don't know. It's a random example. I didn't play too much Candy Crush back then because I didn't like it, but my family is still playing it today. I'm more of an Angry Bird big fan. I like that game. But the point is that having those games in your phone is like having a mini arcade right in your pocket. Jay Guntiti, who knows a lot about games, wrote about in an article in 2023. So now we're looking towards the future with stuff like cloud gaming and virtual reality. Imagine playing games on Google Stadia or diving into a whole new world with Oculus Quest. It's like the future already here. We're just getting started. In case you guys didn't try it, I tried it. I buy the Oculus Quest for $300 only to try it out, and then I return it and they give me my money back. But it was pretty amazing experience. So S.L. Kent wrote about this in a book called the ultimate history of video games in 2021. In Try also talk about how virtuality, how the virtual reality games could change games in the future. She wrote about that. So finishing with everything and wrapping up, video games have come a long way, and they're not stopping anytime soon. They're not just games anymore. They like a huge part of our culture and our lives. And who knows what's amazing adventures await us in the future. Like it can be a lot. So thank you for joining me on this epic journey through the gaming history, folks. Have a good day and thank you. Bye.